What's going on, everybody? So, you might remember that a long time ago I used to make videos on this channel, videos where I ranked media based off how much I liked or disliked them. For a while I stopped doing that because I needed to take a few steps back and really figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and now that I've established myself as a freelance voice actor and video editor, I decided to return to the fold and make videos that are kind of similar to what I used to do, but with more of an improv kind of style that means I don't have to script everything or edit everything meticulously. Just something that's easier, that allows me to put out content and share stuff that I like out into the world. So with that out of the way, the first one I want to do in this series is a video about Super Smash Bros. Trailers. One of the biggest ways that Nintendo has been able to drum up hype for itself has been through Super Smash Bros., starting with some of its first trailers back in Super Smash Bros. Brawl in 2006 through 2008. I guess what I look for in a good trailer is something that changes the game in terms of what people expect from this series. Perhaps it opened the floodgates for different kinds of reveals down the line, maybe a different animated style, things like that. So we're going to start with the one that started everything. E3 2006, the big reveal of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. We had technically 5 reveals in this one. We had Meta Knight, Pit, Zero Suit Samus, and Wario. That was already big news for fans of Metroid and Kirby like myself, but then you have Pit, who's got a completely new redesign that'll eventually be used in Kid Icarus Uprising down the road. Side note, that game is great. Please make a sequel, Sakurai, after you've taken a break for God knows how long you need. You've earned it. But then there was the 5th one, the big reveal at the very end. Solid f***ing Snake. This set a precedent in so many ways, like how unpredictable Sakurai could be, trailers that were thematically made to show more about where they're from, like with Snake's Metal Gear Solid 2 style talk with the Colonel, and then popping out of the cardboard box with that great game over theme that becomes his victory theme in this game for some reason. It's a wonderful reveal. So where do I put this on the tier list based off the ranking categories I've made? I'm using tiermaker.com for this, and the standard formula for this is it goes from S rank to D rank. For this list, I've added 2 extra categories, S+ and F. I think F is pretty self-explanatory, reveals that I just think did not work at all. And S+ is basically the category where I just say, I am totally biased here, I cannot rank these fairly. These are the ones that just made me the happiest, the most excited. S is generally where I'm going to put the ones that people would probably say are objectively, whatever that means, the best reveals. For example, where I'm going to put Solid Snake. Snake is going into S tier for basically pioneering the whole idea of revealing Smash characters in these dramatic fashions. So with that, let's get on to another huge reveal, Sonic the Hedgehog. When I checked the Smash Dojo and saw Sonic right there with a full reveal trailer, that was big news. The biggest rival for the longest time to Mario and Nintendo. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. He'd already appeared in a bunch of games for Nintendo like Sonic Advance and Sonic Adventure 2, but to see Sonic on stage with Mario duking it out, it just kind of proved that it wasn't a one-trick pony with Snake. You could add anybody at this point, could you? So for that, I'm putting Sonic in S tier. It's gotta be. That pretty much brings us to the end of Brawl, because most of the reveals for new characters for that game were also on the website, and I'm not going to include those because while there were a few that I was really excited about, like King DDD, they didn't have videos to show them off the same way they did with Snake or Sonic. So we're going to move on to Smash 4. Now this is the game that really changed the game for how Smash characters were revealed. You got the big splash screens with the name and a funny little pun that describes kind of what they're all about, and a full new animation made specifically to show off the character. So we're going to start off with the first of Smash 4's reveals, Villager. Now, speaking personally, I don't have much connection or attachment to Animal Crossing, so this was just kind of alright, but I liked the new style, and all the memes about Villager being a crazy killer with the axe and the net and the glowing, creepy, dead eyes. It's a pretty memorable trailer, so for what it is, I'm gonna put it at B. The next trailer is the one that everyone remembers. The big reveal of Mega Man, and this one is going straight to S tier for me. Not only was this a thrilling reveal of a new character for this game, I think it honestly might have changed Capcom as a company and how they perceive their fan base. So a long time ago, Capcom really lost its goodwill with a lot of people as a company. It hadn't released a new Mega Man game in forever. It canceled Mega Man Legends 3. Mega Man wasn't in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And on top of that, you've got a lot of really shady business practices, like on-disc DLC, or how about the time Asura's Wrath's true ending was DLC? Things got so bad that one of the creators of Mega Man, Keiji Inafune, came out of retirement to basically say, well, guess what? I'm gonna make my own game if Capcom's not gonna do their own. What's hilarious about this is, since then, the landscape has completely changed. Inafune's new game, Mighty No. 9, turned out to be an unmitigated disaster, and then, not long after all of this Mega Man hype for Smash Bros. Came to light, Capcom actually started to clean up its act a lot. They brought back a lot of their famed franchises like Resident Evil. It's better than ever with Resident Evil 7, 8, the remake of 2, and to a lesser extent 3. It was okay. Devil May Cry 5, and of course, a whole new Mega Man game, Mega Man 11. I kind of wonder if it coming back at all has to do with this trailer being such a success, because it made them know that people love Mega Man. They want to see him back in action. With all these tributes to his past, this was satisfying to so many people. And then the trailer itself, it's amazing too. Like, it's lovingly rendered in 3D with all these great references to Mega Man's past weapons, the silhouette of him on the top of that cliff. The music, it's great. It belongs in S tier. So the last big reveal of E3 2013, I think, was the Wii Fit trainer, and this was kind of your standard, like, funny, unexpected trailer. It was fine. I mean, I don't think the character drummed up a lot of hype for a lot of people, though it is funny to see a character not meant to fight actually kicking people's butts. The trailer itself was pretty funny to see, like, Mario and Kirby unable to reach over their own heads. I think for the humor factor, it deserves at least a C. Not a bad trailer, just kind of meh. Rosalina and Luma. This trailer, I think everyone kind of expected would happen at some point, given how much Rosalina had become an icon after Mario Galaxy. The trailer's fine. Like, you've got Kirby zooming in on his Warp Star, you see him making friends with Luma, Rainbow Road looks nice. It's kind of a standard trailer, much like with Villager. I'm gonna put it in B. Okay, so the next trailer is for Little Mac, who unfortunately isn't very well received in the competitive community, but had a great trailer. I mean, this trailer actually had a unique animation style, which set it apart from everything else at the time. So, in that sense, it was kind of a trailblazer. And then you've got the funny little Samus comparing heights with Little Mac, and Little Mac just rightfully punishing Samus for that. You got to hear Doc Louie as well. I'm gonna put this one in A. The second reveal for Sonic, just kind of them saying that Sonic is back for Smash 4. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna reveal Mega Man for this game, you might as well have Sonic back. So, I don't think anybody was really too blown away by this. It was nice to hear Sonic Heroes, but for what it is, I'm gonna put it in D. I think everyone kind of knew Charizard was going to be in this game in some form, whether or not as a part of Pokemon Trainer, like in Brawl, or on his own. There's a lot of hype around Charizard being like one of the most popular Pokemon. Whether or not his game performance reflects that is another story, but I think it was pretty cool to see Mega Charizard X appear as a final Smash. So, for that, I'm gonna put the reveal of Charizard in C. But as for the rest of the trailer, I'd say it deserves at least a B, because it was a neat little trailer with lots of action, so many Pokemon showing up out of their Pokeballs, and then the reveal of Greninja in the shadows, which a lot of people for some reason thought was Mewtwo. I mean, Mewtwo doesn't really hang from a tree branch like that. What's kind of funny is, for some reason, in a Pokemon-themed trailer, no less, I thought it was going to be Rundus from Metroid Prime 3, because the water shuriken kind of made me think of ice. Yeah, I know, that makes no sense, and, like, I guess it goes to show just how much we were starved for anything good Metroid-related recently. Greninja looked cool. I think a lot of people were surprised by the fact that a X and Y Pokemon came in so soon after the games were just released. Especially knowing that Sakurai just made the character based off concept art. He did really well with what he was given, so I'm gonna put it in B. Okay, this next reveal, I think, is a lot of fun, even though it might not be considered a traditional reveal. It's the Mii Fighter reveal. I'm gonna put this one in A, just for the sheer comedy of Reggie and Iwata fighting in person. They're doing JoJo fisticuffs, and, like, Iwata charging in, clearly, like, green screened or CGI'd in. Then you got the reveal of Amiibo as well, custom moves. Funny, it revealed a lot of things, and I think a lot of people expected Mii Fighters were going to be in this game, given how ubiquitous they've become. Just with all the memes about Reggie being playable in Smash, I think This is probably the best way they could have done it, so for the entertainment factor alone, it's going in A tier. Next up, we have got Palutena, and this is one of my personal favorite trailers of them all. But even apart from my own bias, I'd still put this one in S tier for one reason and one reason only. The anime aesthetic. The battle between Pit and Link just looks gorgeous in that style. It's very upfront with the fact that Palutena is going to be the reveal character for this one, but her coming in just... whoo! And the reveals of all her new attacks are really cool. Also, Dark Pit's there too. I love the character. I love the animation. I think it belongs in S tier. Okay, the final reveal from that E3 is Pac-Man. The trailer was fine. I mean, it was nice seeing Pac-Man's moveset, because I think a lot of people had questions about that. The whole red, blue, yellow thing was a little less impressive, I think, because it was mostly just footage from the game itself, kind of a cost-saving measure. But I did kind of like the little history lesson at the end, comparing the age of Game & Watch and Pac-Man. And the reveal of Pac-Man through the yellow circle, I think that's kind of cute. For what it is, I think I'm going to put it in C. Not the most creative trailer, but it's got a few little cute moments that I appreciated. After that, Nintendo did a few reveals just on their own. No Nintendo Direct or anything, just revealing a few characters right then and there. So we had the reveal for Lucina and Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening. I think it has to be stated that Awakening really deserves to be in this game. Not only did Awakening save Fire Emblem from being cancelled as a series, it made it a juggernaut overseas and in America. So to have two characters in this game was well earned in my opinion. Especially after having played it myself and really enjoying the changes it made to be more accessible to new audiences. It had a lot to live up to, and I think this trailer did a great job of drumming up hype not just for these characters, but renewed interest in Fire Emblem as well. The trailer itself is edited by the same team that did Awakening's cel-shaded cutscenes, and it looks beautiful. Especially seeing Captain Falcon looking kind of intimidating with the glowy eyes, fighting off Chrom and Lucina and Robin. Of course, poor Chrom getting his little meme at the end. Yeah, this was a really good trailer. I think it belongs in A. Next up is Shulk, and I know a lot of people really love Xenoblade, so just the fact that he's in this game at all is wonderful, and I still need to play it, honestly. Introducing this character who's, for Nintendo anyways, relatively obscure, was kinda cool to see, especially with all the little quirks and memes that the Xenoblade universe has to offer. I'm gonna put it in B. Plus, you've got a guy with a laser sword in the game. That's just cool, alright? Next up is a trailer that I was actually quite surprised by. The official reveal of Bowser Jr. I say official because at this point the 3DS version of Smash 4 was out, and everyone knew that Bowser Jr. and Duck Hunt were going to be playable. But for what it is, this trailer was actually really good. Like, it actually made Bowser freaking Jr. with his clown car actually look menacing, along with the silhouettes of all the Koopalings on that same Mega Man cliff. It looked great, honestly, and it complemented the reveal of 8-player Smash perfectly. I'm gonna put this one in B tier. Not really earth-shattering, but for what it is, I really enjoyed this one. In the same Nintendo Direct as that Bowser Jr. trailer, though, we got something truly special. The reveal that DLC was going to be in Super Smash Bros., with the reveal of Mewtwo's model being slowly shown. This belongs in S tier. I mean, one, everyone wanted Mewtwo back because he was a fun character to play as in Melee, if not best. The fact that DLC was officially going to be in Smash Bros., offering new characters beyond the development cycle of the game, that's really cool, and as we're gonna see, pretty worth it in my opinion. Okay, maybe in Ultimate, less so in Smash 4, but we'll get there. And it made so many people ridiculously happy. Like, you needn't look farther than Etika's reaction to the whole thing. God bless the man. Next up, we've got the reveal of Duck Hunt, which, compared to the Bowser Jr. reveal, at least sort of having a point complementing the 8-player Smash reveal, this was just casually shown off in a Nintendo Direct, and it's fine, I guess. No hype whatsoever because we already knew that Duck Hunt was going to be in the game, but the trailer was cute. It kind of explained how the zapper worked for a lot of people who might not be familiar with that. It was nice to see Duck Hunt rendered in 3D like that. I mean, I grew up with that game, I played it a lot with my cousin growing up. For what it is, it's fine. I'm gonna put it in C. Side note, I think Duck Hunt is hilarious, and just the whole idea of making a tribute to the light gun games and doing it in such a weird, wacky way. I love this character. It's a lot of fun. Now let's talk about the DLC for Smash 4, and most of these trailers aren't great, to be honest. I mean, you can kind of tell that they were running on what little budget they had left. Mewtwo's trailer I actually think is okay. Everyone knew it was coming because of the previous reveal, but seeing it actually have a final Smash was really cool to see. I think it belongs in C tier. Unfortunately, I can't really give much praise for Lucas or Roy. They just kind of blend together, honestly. It's reveals for past characters. They don't really have too much special. I mean, Roy does have the bit where he kind of dunks on Koopaling Roy, which is a bit funny, but mostly just recorded footage from the game. I'm putting them both in D. Ryu's trailer, again, not bad. I think the tribute to Street Fighter II's opening is pretty nice. Then you got the whole reveal that he can do command inputs just like in that game. For the first, proper DLC newcomer for these games, I think it's fine. It gets a C. It's just that it can't top the reveal of Cloud. Cloud barely even has a presence in Nintendo. I mean, the most you could say is that Final Fantasy used to be on Nintendo consoles, and then from there, once Final Fantasy VII happened, it just went straight over to PlayStation, and what's he doing here? I mean, the most Cloud's been in a Nintendo game is maybe Chain of Memories? Side note, add Sora, even though you're probably not going to. It'll make my girlfriend really happy. But yeah, this is another game changer, because, it was mostly gameplay footage, but at the same time, it's really all you need. Cloud is in Super Smash Bros. You've got some of the music by Uematsu in the game, Midgar looks great, there's the Omni-Slash tribute at the end. For its low budget, it shocked everyone. It belongs in S. What isn't top tier is the reveal of the Geno Mii Fighter costume. I'm putting this one in D. Geno, the character who's absolutely going to be in Super Smash Bros. Because Square Enix cares so much about him. They care so much that he's just a hat. You see the weird, awkward Mii faces underneath that, and you just think, this isn't a great representation of Geno, and as we'll soon see, other, I guess you could call them premium Mii Fighter costumes, do this a whole lot better than Geno did. Pretty disappointing for those who want Geno in the game. I'm gonna put this one in D, which is still better than Corrin. Oh, Corrin. You are going straight to F. Spoiler alert, this is the only trailer I put in F tier because it's not good. The reveal trailer itself is just footage slightly altered from Fire Emblem Fates. It had just come out in Japan, and it wasn't even out in America yet, so it felt really like it was money grabbing. It's really not helped by Fates' reputation years later, because Fates has become pretty controversial even in the Fire Emblem community for being a lot of missed potential, and the character Corrin themselves is not very popular as far as some of their actions go, and people like to complain about one of the reveals later, but I think for me, this is probably the weakest one because it just made me think, really? Do we not have enough Fire Emblem at this point? I'll dive more into my thoughts on that once we hit Ultimate, but yeah, just not great. It just smacks of corporate mandate to put this recent character in, and to an extent, so does a later reveal. Again, we'll get to that. It's not a reveal that was done with any kind of preparation for what people were going to think about it years later. It belongs in F. It's the worst Smash reveal, in my opinion. Thankfully, the reveal of Bayonetta was a little better. I think a lot of people were surprised that she was handled as well as she was, given that she's from a rated M game. The trailer's alright. I mean, again, no new CG footage made for it, but some of the banter from the Kid Icarus cast is entertaining as always, which is a neat little tie-in to how Bayonetta probably wants to kill Pit. I'm gonna put it in C. Okay, time for the main event. We are at Ultimate now, and we are starting off very, very strong with the first reveal trailer for the new Smash Bros. Game for the Switch. It of course revealed Inkling as a character, but just the fact that there was going to be a whole new game at all, the logo in the Inkling's eye just made people go nuts like you wouldn't believe. S tier, easily. And you'd think, how are they gonna top that, right? They top it with the best trailer ever. Everyone is here. What can I say other than it is perfect? Every single Smash Bros. Character arriving, the swelling orchestral music, the reveal of Snake that sent Rabid Luigi sliding out of his chair in ecstasy. I can't say anything new that hasn't been said already. This trailer is a masterpiece. Like, probably one of the best E3 moments you will ever see. And wouldn't you know it, the rest of the presentation on Smash Bros. Ultimate was really good. We've got Daisy being revealed as an Echo Fighter, which is, okay, I mean, she wasn't really given much of a fanfare. D tier. It's nice to have her. But the way it ended... Ridley is going to be the first character that I place in S+ tier, because while it's not a game changer like anything in S tier was, it's Ridley. The one character I wanted more than any other in Smash Bros. As a huge Metroid fan, this made me feel so validated. They were able to make this character work. Menacing, fun to play as, just... The moment I saw Ridley's tail, I lost my mind! Also, important PSA, when considering Smash Fighters and who the last one might be, please hype responsibly. Before the reveal of Smash Ultimate, I made a bet that if Ridley somehow made it into this game, I would chug hot sauce live on camera. I did. I ended up doing that. I hurt. Ghost peppers are considered weapons in certain countries. Needless to say, when I made a bet on another character appearing in Smash later, I didn't do that. For now, though, we've got Simon and Richter. Again, like with Mega Man, this trailer gave Castlevania more love than Konami had given them in a long time. Now you've got the Castlevania animated series on Netflix, which is glorious to watch, and just this trailer with these incredible recreations of NES Castlevania. You've got Medusa, the mummies, Death himself, Luigi getting terrorized. It's got everything you could want. And then Conan the Barbarian himself, Simon Belmont, the icon of Castlevania that everyone kind of expected was going to be in the game, and a lot of people weren't too hot on his design. But then they showed off Richter, and people lost their minds. I mean, if you don't want to play as Conan, you could also play as this handsome beefcake instead. Needless to say, a lot of people were very happy with that. Plus, he says the line while fighting Dracula. It's everything you could ever want from a Castlevania trailer. All the memes are here. Everything is here. Everyone is here. They're going into A tier. Also, can I just say, this Smash Bros. Presentation was incredible because, on top of everything from the previous one, we had 5 separate character reveals. Simon and Richter, and now the next 2, Chrom and Dark Samus. Metroid fan as I am, I actually think I preferred the reveal for Chrom in this one. I love how he just drops in, the orchestral music is playing. He got his chance! It's great! I'm gonna put this reveal at B. Dark Samus, though, I'm a little less enthused by because I think they probably could have done more with Dark Samus as a character. It's fine for what it is. I'll put it in C, I think. Certainly more of a reveal than Daisy got. And now we come to another S+. This is a character that I had wanted since I was a kid, and it was glorious! King K. Rool, or Karul, as you pronounce it for those who grew up with the weird Saturday morning cartoon. Oh my god. S+. Even putting aside for the fact that I wanted this character in the game forever, to the point of coming up with some ideas for moves for him, this trailer is hilarious! This is some of the best comic timing I have ever seen in a Smash reveal. The expressions on DK and Diddy's faces, King Dedede yucking it up, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong's eyes bulging out so fast and so hard that they break a window. It's great! It's so funny! To top it all off, the Blast-O-Matic final smash at the end just... Mwah! As a kid, I thought that would be the perfect final smash for him, because you never got to see it fire in Donkey Kong 64. All you got was it charging up during the game over screen, and that was that. Can't scar the kids, can you? Well, now you can scar them by kicking their asses in battle! It's great! S+! I freaking love this one! Next up, we have got Isabelle, and... honestly, I could not give less of a I mean, she's cute and all, but the trailer goes on a little too long, I think. She mentions Smash, and I'm just like, okay, get on with it. Just reveal her. She's a character. The most exciting thing about it is the fact that they revealed that New Horizons was going to be coming out right at the end, just completely overshadowing the reveal of a Smash character, and yeah. I'm putting this one in D. Sorry. I just didn't really care. Next up is one that a lot of people, I think, were frustrated by, that being the reveal of Ken and Incineroar, the Crushers of Dreams, the Destroyer of the Grinch League, and... honestly, the trailer's pretty good. Seeing Ken be badass, Incineroar coming in and showing that it can actually work as a Smash Brothers fighter. We've got a proper wrestler in the game now. I think a lot of people were very mixed about Incineroar, mostly coming down to its design, and I think this probably changed a lot of people's minds. I mean, this isn't in the trailer, but look at Incineroar. He just wants to entertain the kids. I think C tier is fine. Entertaining. I think a lot of people were disappointed, but I think it was fine. Piranha Plant. What a strange way to start your DLC cycle. I get that it's like a bonus character, and the character actually did end up being pretty fun to play as, but just what a strange idea.
Why do Piranha Plant be in Smash?
I think a lot of people were confused and felt a little underwhelmed and maybe even a bit insulted by the fact that Ken, Incineroar, whatever the hell these spirit things were, replacing trophies. Piranha Plant, I didn't know what to think at first. In the end, I think it's fine, but for the sheer WTF factor, I'm gonna put this one in D. Okay, if there's any trailer for Smash Brothers that actually might be better than the Everyone Is Here trailer, it might be the Joker reveal from the Game Awards 2018. Because it had one thing that the Everyone Is Here trailer did not. Presentation! The Phantom Thieves themselves hijacked this room. They broke the fourth wall. I'll never forget this. I'm sitting with my girlfriend watching the Game Awards, and she hears the line, "We're not sending out the card this time. In fact, we've been invited." She starts freaking out, and my dumb ass doesn't register what just happened. I'm like, okay, what's going on? What do you mean? What are you talking about? And then I see the envelope, and it's just like, this is how you should have done it! That is how you start out the Fighter's Pass. Beautiful. Just perfect reveal. S tier. And wouldn't you know it, the actual reveal for Joker as a character, really damn good too. I'm gonna put this one in S tier too, because as a Persona fan, seeing the love for Persona 3 and Persona 4 in all the stuff they added to Joker, just the animated cutscene with him with the envelope, this was the sign that they were going to show so much love to these new characters they were going to be adding to this game. For the most part, I think it's paid off, because guess what? The next few reveals were really damn good! Hope you're not tired of me doling out S ranks like they were candy, because guess what? I'm putting Hero in S tier too. Let me explain, because this character was murmured about for the longest time, and a lot of people really were not happy about that, because Dragon Quest is a non-entity overseas and in America. It's supposed to be enormous in Japan, but I had no idea just how big it really was, and so I didn't have the perspective about it. And then I did research. So as it turns out, this franchise pretty much shaped every beloved RPG you know. Dragon Quest III revolutionized games forever. The big reveal midway through the game, where, like, the main villain is defeated, and he's just revealed to be a puppet for the bigger main villain. There's more world than just this little map that you've got at the start. It's a giant world out there. The job system, the impact of this game, whether people realize it or not, is enormous. At the time Dragon Quest III came out, copies were stolen constantly. The stories that I am telling about this game are selling it short. So the moment you see the hero from Dragon Quest III, blurred and in shadow, coming into view, must have been ecstasy for so many people in Japan. Convince me otherwise that it doesn't belong in S tier. If you don't know anything about Dragon Quest, look up Dragon Quest III and its impact for yourself. I guarantee there is so much more to how influential this game is that I'm missing. And now we come to the big one for me. The reveal that honestly probably should have warranted me a noise complaint, although it somehow didn't. I really wish I recorded my reaction to the reveal of Banjo and Kazooie, because it makes my reaction to Ridley look tame. My girlfriend and I were watching this together. Both of us were screaming at the top of our lungs with sheer ecstatic joy, because the main heroes of my favorite childhood game were in Smash Brothers. They play just like a typical character from the N64 Smash Brothers. No real gimmicks, just character you love fighting. Everything about this, like the jiggy bouncing, the stuff with Duck Hunt, K. Rool, Donkey Kong, and Diddy Kong being so happy to see their old buddies again, the lovingly recreated Spiral Mountain, the music by Grant Kirkhope himself, which, by the way, that man lied. He said, "Don't get your hopes up about Banjo being in Smash." He was in on it the whole time! The Mad Lad! I love you, Grant. Side note, if you ever meet Grint at a con or anything like that, he is a gentleman. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie was one of the most influential games, if not the most influential game, from my youth, apart from Donkey Kong 64, and honestly, it still holds up to this day, in my opinion. When you look at the level design in Banjo-Kazooie compared to something like Super Mario Odyssey, it's remarkable how similar they are, which kind of shows to me that the game flow of Banjo-Kazooie holds up to this day. More like that, please. Yeah, this is my favorite reveal, bar none. Next up is Terry, and honestly, I don't have a lot of history with Fatal Fury. The first time I'd ever heard of Terry Bogard was through a stream that Varg Skeletor Joel was doing with a bunch of bootleg fighting games in it, and Terry was in one, and his name looked like it was spelled Terry Bogaro, although I'm probably just reading it wrong. His trailer was fine. The Neo Geo tribute was nice. It wasn't finished when it came out, so that kind of docks a few points. I think what I'll do is put the original version in C and the final version that shows all of Terry's gameplay in B. But in that Nintendo Direct, that's not what everyone was paying attention to. Oh no. That would be the simple addition of a Mii fighter costume of Sans from Undertale. Yes, the Sans Undertale with a costume that looks like it was just taken straight out of the game but in 3D. Sans was too lazy to become a fighter himself, so he got a costume that is brilliant. It actually looks good, like you can kind of imagine that you're playing as Sans because you don't see the Mii faces. So you might as well be playing as Sans at that point. It's brilliant. Screw it, I'm putting it in S+. Next up, we have probably the most controversial Smash reveal of them all, that being Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm going to be generous and put these two in D, because I didn't hate this reveal the same way a lot of people did, but I do think it was kind of a poor way to close out Fighters Pass Volume 2. There was a lot of suspense and mystery about who this character was. The final character in Fighters Pass Volume 1 could have been like a Big Bang, Sora, or Dante, or Crash. And it's another core Nintendo IP character, so a lot of people were not thrilled about that. But hear me out. I'm not putting this one in bottom tier alongside Corrin because, honestly, Three Houses deserves it. It is a phenomenal game. I love the story, the themes, the gameplay. The social sim aspects remind me a lot of Persona. The gameplay itself carries on the spirit of Awakening, just keeping things relatively simple and accessible. It's always super fun to customize your party, recruit people who you grow to love. The music is phenomenal. And honestly, I think it's a testament to how much I love Three Houses that I've got like nothing to say about the Byleth reveal other than it's kind of okay. The trailer showed off some new footage in Three Houses art style, which was nice, but again, it's another character from a Nintendo IP. I think it says something that everyone was expecting literally any company other than Nintendo for the final slot in Fighters Pass 1. I'm glad Byleth is in, because much more so than Fates, Three Houses deserves to be immortalized in Smash. But yeah, that's my praise ends there, D. And it also says a lot that people were more excited about the reveal of the Cuphead Mii costume than they actually were about Byleth. I'm gonna put this one in A because, one, Cuphead is incredible. I'm wearing a Cuphead-themed shirt right now. It's a wonderful game. It's got the best art style I think I've ever seen in any video game. The music... They included the best track in the game, Floral Fury, kind of like they did with Sans and Megalovania. And not to mention, Cuphead, you might not know this, is actually a Canadian game. It was made over in Oakville. It deserves so much respect, and to see it actually in Smash like this is really cool. Although, I will say this, the costume itself, it's a little janky looking. I mean, Sans at least always has his mouth shut. Cuphead has more dynamic facial expressions in the game itself, and to see him frozen in that one smile is a bit odd, and his gun just being like the finger pointer thing and being stuck in that position is also kind of awkward. But just the fact that Cuphead is getting so much love recently is really good to see. I can't wait for the show either. That leads us into Fighters Pass 2 and Min Min, and I don't really have too much to say about her as a character because I've never played ARMS, although I've heard it's good. I honestly have more to say about the trailer itself than I actually do about Min Min. The animation in this is a lot of fun. Seeing more Captain Falcon complete with new lines from his voice actor is great. Kirby is adorable as always. Yeah, I'll give this one a B. I always like the trailers that look different from all the others. Okay, we've got another Mii costume, and it's Vault Boy, and I will give it this. It looks a bit better than the costume for Cuphead, but not nearly as good as the one for Sans. They didn't even bother to give it, like, a music track or anything. I'm gonna put this one in D, honestly. It felt like a step down.
Who's laughing now?
And now we get to the reveal that quite literally broke the internet. Like, I remember when this character was announced, Twitter just completely malfunctioned, unlike anything I'd ever seen. I couldn't post, I couldn't see anything, I couldn't check what was trending, all because Steve from Minecraft just annihilated everything. I have never played Minecraft in my life, and I have very little understanding of how it all works, what the gameplay flow is, but honestly, seeing the amount of effort that Sakurai put into this character, making a reveal trailer that was funny and in the spirit of the original game, it was really, really fascinating to see. Seeing Steve and just the amount of love, like, the huge amount, that crashed the internet. Just for that alone, you've got to put it in S tier. I don't even think the reaction to Everyone Is Here was as extreme as this. Like, people love Minecraft. Isn't that a wake-up call? Okay, here's a reveal that I didn't know I wanted, and as badly as I did. Sephiroth. Yeah, honestly, the moment I heard One-Winged Angel, him with his big-ass sword that, like, chops the final boss of the game in half, I just look at this and I'm like, yo. Yeah, you've earned it. Come on, join Cloud, add more music. And you know what? Sephiroth ended up being really fun to play. He got this cool new mode where you could, like, fight him like a boss. Just... between this and the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and seeing him in that, this is the best Sephiroth has ever been. I am putting this straight into S tier. You can hear my reaction to this and how genuinely stunned I was to see this character over, like, Sora, or anybody. I mean, everyone on the internet is all talking about Geno and Sora being the next big Square Enix reps. I don't think I'd seen Sephiroth talked about seriously like that once.
What the fuck?
Next up, we've got another Xenoblade character. Like I said with Shulk, I'm not really familiar with this series, so I don't have a lot to say about it, but I think it speaks to the amount of effort that went into this trailer that, up until the shot where you see Final Destination, it really looked like something right out of Xenoblade 2. The people behind it actually made more cutscenes for this. For a second, I was wondering if this was just more DLC, but I clued in pretty quickly that it was going to be something Smash-related, since it was, one, the first trailer for that Nintendo Direct, and also just someone being missing and finding them kind of made me wonder if they were off in Smash. Pretty good trailer, and for someone who doesn't know much about Xenoblade, much like with Shulk, I really like playing as Pyra and Mithra. And now we come to the final reveal up to this point, Kazuya from Tekken. I think my thoughts on Terry, Ryu, Ken show that I'm not really that big into fighting games, and I don't have a lot of attachment to many of these series, but the reveal trailer for Kazuya? Pretty good. I'm gonna put this one in B, because it was funny. I mean, the amount of stuff that they did with the whole gag of Kazuya dropping people into the volcano, like Captain Falcon, Min Min, just her taking forever to fall off because of her long arms. And then poor Kirby, like, why would you do that? Do you have a death wish? Do you know who Kirby is, Kazuya? And that about does it for my first tier maker video. What do you guys think? Should I do more of these? Things you liked? Things you didn't like? Who do you think is going to be the last DLC fighter in Ultimate? I mean, after Banjo, K. Rool, Ridley, I've pretty much got everyone I could ever want in this game. But maybe you don't. If you like what you saw and want to hear more from me, you can always follow me on my Twitter as well, at AlexRochonVA. And if you liked this video, click the like button, hit subscribe, and press the bell icon for more notifications about my next uploads. Thank you all for watching. Take care.